Deputy Lord Lieutenant, High Sheriff, distinguished guests, there are some items of business to deal with first, and ask colleagues to please pass any apologies for absence to Democratic Services. And I'd like to ask if there are any disclosures of personal and prejudicial interest. No, thank you. Distinguished guests, it's a great pleasure for us to be here today to confer honorary freedom of the City and County of Swansea on Kevin Johns, MBE. And together with council colleagues here and online, we share with Kevin's family and friends this occasion. And I'd like to extend, as I've already done, a very warm welcome to you all. It's great to see you and to be able to be together on this wonderful occasion. So I'd like to call upon the leader of the City and County of Swansea, Councillor Rob Stewart, to propose that the Council of the City and County of Swansea confers the honorary freedom of the City and County of Swansea on Kevin Johns, MBE. Thank you, Leader.
Lord Mayor, Deputy Lord Lieutenant, High Sheriff, distinguished guests, it gives me great pleasure to support the motion to confer honorary freedom of the City and County of Swansea on Kev Johns, MBE. Kev Johns has spent decades as one of Swansea's most well-known faces. He's a man synonymous to Swansea as he is with entertainment and his work for charities. Born in 1961 in Uplands, Kevin grew up in Plasmal. He's immensely proud of being a Plasmal boy, and anyone who's ever heard Kevin speak, I can guarantee he let them know he's that Plasmal boy and he's Swansea through and through. Growing up, he was a pupil at another secondary school before training at the London Bible College and Elim Bible College. Kevin entered the ministry in 1984, working and preaching all over Britain until 1992. Kevin is married to Rosie and have two children, Owain and Bethine. His life has seen him immerse himself into many different worlds, from football to acting to broadcasting to chaplaincy. Kevin's career has been varied: drama, musicals, a children's entertainer, stand-up, presenting, and of course pantomime. I still cannot forget the Adele impression he did just a few years ago. His first panto was in Porthcawl in a production of Aladdin in 1992, where he starred as Wishy Washy. He has become a firm fixture in the Grand Theatre, each year taking up the role of the Dame. Kev is considered to be one of the best pantomime top dames, and this year will be his 30th year in pantomime. Kevin's acting career has also widened to include playing different roles, including the Reverend Eli Jenkins in Llewellyn Theatre Company's 2008 production of Dylan Thomas's Under Milk Wood. He has starred in productions with the Wales Theatre Company, toured with the Llewellyn Theatre Company, performing in many leading roles. He also appeared in the National Theatre of Wales show The Passion, directed by Michael Sheen, appearing as the MC of The Last Supper, and in the film version The Gospel of Us. Kevin has embarked on a lifetime of voluntary and charity work, and he has continued throughout his life to help and support many different good causes. He will rally around anything to support Swansea and Swansea causes. He supports numerous charities, appearing at events, fetes and fairs, and is president and patron of many Swansea-based charities, including the Rising Stars Theatre Company, Swansea Male Choir, Llys Nini, Friends of Stepping Stones, Cum Musical Youth, and Swansea Theatre History. Kevin was proud to be appointed MB in 2013 for services to charity in Wales, and in 2019 he topped a public vote of Swansea icons as part of the Swansea City's 50th anniversary celebrations, beating the likes of Dylan Thomas, Swansea Jack and Bonnie Tyler to become that Swansea icon. He's received an honorary degree from Swansea Metropolitan University. Kevin is a great advocate for Swansea and sings our city praises at every opportunity. The city is full of incredible people who do incredible work and make great sacrifices every day. Kevin is one of those people. He is selfless in his approach to helping others. He does not do it for the publicity or attention, and many of you will know he doesn't often charge any money for the things that he turns up to support and spends time with anyone who approaches him. He does it because it's the right thing to do. That's how he's brought up. He gets involved and makes a real difference. Conferring this honour will see Kevin follow in the footsteps of people like Catherine Zeta-Jones, Alan Wynne-Jones, President Jimmy Carter, composer Sir Carl Jenkins, and football great Chris Coleman. Others have been honoured too, including HMS Cambria, HMS Scott, the Welsh Guards, and most recently, the Swansea branch of the Merchant Navy Association. So, Lord Mayor, it gives me great pleasure to support this motion. Thank you.
Thank you, Leader. And distinguished guests, I now call upon Councillor Chris Holly, Leader of the Liberal Democrat and Independent Opposition Group, to second the motion.
Thank you, Lord Mayor. Distinguished guests, it gives me great pleasure to support the notice of motion to confirm the honorary freedom of the city to Kevin Johns MBE. Kevin Johns is Mr. Swansea. He is one of the best advocates for our city and you could ever want to meet. He presents Swansea the best possible light to everyone he meets, never tires of selling our city in a positive way. Whilst his career has seen him take many roles in the theatre, broadcasting, charity and voluntary work, I'm sure his role as Swansea City's football club is the one he cherishes the most. He loves his football and has been a supporter of the club since he was 7. He has been a matchday announcer, the club chaplain since 1997, first at the Vetchfield and then at the Liberty, now the Swansea.com Stadium. He is one of Swansea City's well-known personalities and ambassador for the club and Swansea wherever he goes. His role is not just off the field. He has played for Swansea Aid, a charity celebrating match, raising funds for the city's community trust Swansea Aid Fund, relishing his chance to feature on the team sheet and get on the pitch while raising funds for a local worthy cause. He joins celebrities from all over the UK and the world of TV, music and theatre and sport with the common aim of playing football and entertaining the crowds. As a lifelong Swans fan, his chance to train and play with celebrities and ex-Swansea players was a dream come true for Kevin. Kevin is a man of many talents and can add dancing to his long list of achievements. He won the Strictly Come Dancing style event back in 2005, along with his daughter Bethan, and I believe to this day he rates it one of his greatest personal moments and achievements. I would like to say I'd like to have seen that, and I think many people in this chamber would have liked to have seen that. 6 years later, he took part in Strictly Swansea, all in the name of supporting good causes, and the winner received £3,000 for their chosen cause. This time, however, Kevin narrowly missed out to Million Walters, and he has got 2 9s and a 10 from his judges in the BG's routine. You've got to ask yourself what routine this was. Staying alive? Would have been nice to see him strutting himself on a glass floor doing that, wouldn't it? Yeah. Kevin took to the floor once more to Swansea pride, hits and dance floor, and he is very proud of his part in the event celebrating the diversity of Swansea. Kevin is incredibly proud of us, not just football supporters, but councillors and people who have lived in Swansea to support this notice of motion. I know that you're from the great place of Plasmal where the Twitching curtains come from, and yet there's a few of us from Lando who know what it's like to be overlooked by people from Plasmal. It is a great pleasure, not just for me personally, but I think for all of us, to second this notice of motion that you be given the freedom of the city, Kevin.
Thank you, Councillor Holly. And distinguished guests, I call upon the leader of the Conservative group, Councillor Dundon Jones, to further support the motion.
Thank you, Lord Mayor, distinguished guests. It gives me great pleasure to support the motion to confer honorary freedom on Kevin Johns MBE. I have known Kev for quite a few years. In fact, when we first met, I had hair. So I'm telling you, that was quite a few years ago. He is a seasoned broadcaster and presented with Swansea Sound for many years, using his programmes to champion good causes. His Sunday morning phone-ins were legendary. You would sit in the studio wondering who would phone in. And for me, one of the regular calls would be from DL Davis from Penclouth. One week, much to all our shock, Mr. Davis and I agreed. I have to say it only happened once. Kevin's personality has led him to being one of the most sought after compares and is in demand as a conference and after dinner speaker. He has regularly appeared with the National Chamber Orchestra as compared with singers such as Russell Watson, Paul Potts and my good friend Rebecca Evans, the opera singer. Kevin is Swansea's all-round entertainer, performer, actor, pantomime dame, radio broadcaster, football, and I'm told a Lego fanatic. He has played football with Edwin Hughes, even interviewed Tony Blair, preached sermons and sung with Bonnie Tyler and entertained the crowd at half-time during play at matches at Wembley Stadium. Kevin is no doubt Swansea's biggest personality, who is also one of Wales' best known and most talented entertainers, and I think all-round good, decent person. As has been said, Kevin really is Mr. Swansea, and I cannot think of anyone more deserving of this honour, and it therefore gives me great pleasure to support this motion.
Thank you, everyone, and it's wonderful to hear all those tributes being given, isn't it? And if only we had time this afternoon to see that exhibition of dancing, but unfortunately we don't. And I think, I, as all the tributes were given, wondered how he has time to sleep. And apart from all of these wonderful things in which Kevin is involved, I think the most important thing for many of us is that he's a friend to us. And it's lovely to be able to be here this afternoon. So further to the Council's resolution on the 3rd of November 2022, it gives me great pleasure to present you with the Honorary Freedom Scroll, granting the honorary freedom of the City and County of Swansea. And I call upon Kevin Johns MBE to receive the scroll. So that's the scroll. Wow. Don't try and roll it up. No. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah. All right.
So I call upon Kevin Johns MBE, Honorary Freedom of the City and County of Swansea, to say a few words. Thank you, Kevin. Yes.
Oh, I just shout. Lord Mayor, Lady Mayoress, distinguished guests, and people, servants of Swansea, and my friends and family at the back, I can honestly say with my hand upon my heart, I've never been so humbled or honoured in my life. And when you listed others who have had this honour, I realised I was the only one I'd never heard of. And such a lovely scroll, which there's a damp patch in the front room we can cover up with that. I'm just a Jack. I really am just a Jack. And I love my city with all my heart. And to hear such wonderful words from the leader, from the leader of the opposition and Lyndon, to hear what you said, to hear those words from people
who themselves are great servants of this community with decades of service to the community is really, really humbling. I still, because of my church connections, I still get called upon to officiate at funeral services. And it's nice to wear a suit where there's no button to press, to be honest with you. And I've done 76 this year. So there's something I often say at the end of when I've spoken about someone. And I often wonder what makes Swansea such a great place to live. And I start thinking of the great things which make it such a great place to live. And I think maybe it's the coast. We have such a beautiful coastline all the way from the Swansea Bay, Swansea Beach there, all the way around Langland, Caswell. And I think normally you can't see that all the time. So that's not what makes it such a great place to live, perhaps. And then I think maybe it's the views that we have, some of us from our homes, or the area that surrounds us, you know, the hills, the mountains that surround Swansea. And then I remember I grew up in Plasmal and the view from my bedroom window was Bonamine. So I quickly reject that as a theory. And then I come to this. The reason Swansea is such a great place to live is the people who live here. People born here, people who've come to make their home amongst us from far lands and from not so far lands. You know, and thought, I like it here, I'm staying. It's people that make Swansea such a great place to live. People like yourselves. I cannot begin to thank you for this honour that you've given me and my family today. And each person who's sitting at the back is like family to me. Some are related to me by blood, some are not. And but they are like family to me. They're the most important people in my life. And that's how I get the energy to keep going, is people like that and yourselves. So thank you for your service. Thank you for this honour today. And God bless you. And may I be the first person to wish you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, that brings to a conclusion the formal proceedings this afternoon, but I hope that you'll be able to join us for tea in the George Hall, where I'm sure we'll be able to share stories, and some of the things that weren't told in those speeches can be shared with us. But just lovely to be with Kevin this afternoon and have the occasion to recognise all his hard work and what he means to Swansea and what he means to us in this way. So thank you very much for your attendance this afternoon, and I look forward to seeing you in the George Hall shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you.